decentralized location. This is the crypto effect.
All right, guys. Hello. Welcome back to the Crypto Effect. I'm here with Warble, and it's April 28th. I can never remember. Every single time we start a video, I can never remember what day it is.
April 29th.
April 29th. Woo, I was close, man. Working from home's got me all messed up. So it's April 29th, and we are back again here for what's been a pretty decent week in crypto. We have Bitcoin, which has done a little bit of another dip this week in a stagnation. And for the last week, really, Bitcoin hasn't been doing anything. We after that big drop that we saw last week over the weekend down to 48, Bitcoin came back up to what was it, like 55, 56, and now we're hanging out at like 53, 53 and a half here. And we're seeing a lot of the moves off exchanges falling below, I think, 50% or something like that. So basically showing that the trading for Bitcoin is going to be reducing. There's not going to be as many people trading on Bitcoin, which is going to mean there's probably going to be a move to altcoins. So, listening to a lot of the big guys, is that the feeling you get?
Yeah, well, I think the from what I'm hearing is I think Bitcoin's dominance has dropped pretty considerably from where it was in 2020. And it looks like what's happening is Ethereum's dominance keeps increasing compared to Bitcoin. But I think everything has to do with DeFi. I mean, because it seems like every show we talk more and more on DeFi and the new apps that are out there and things. So yeah, I think it's Bitcoin's dominance is decreasing.
Yeah.
Ethereum's dominance is increasing. And other layer twos, a couple of the layer twos we'll talk about in this show a little bit after. But yeah, I think you're seeing a lot of those layer twos increasing and usage, and which is in turn increasing the dominance in things like Ethereum.
Yeah. So, we've got a lot of the big players in crypto starting to come out right now, and they're going to start utilizing some of the more useful tokens, some of the new projects coming out that are really going to have a big impact in this space. And so we're seeing that when you go to, like, let's go check out Messari. If you go look at the sectors here, just in the last 7 days, one of the top sectors performing is the DeFi sector. So we can see that it's up 20% this week. So with Bitcoin dominance going down, we're starting to see DeFi projects really taking off, and we're going to be getting into a couple of our favorites that we're playing right now. You just want to start with Pancake?
Yeah, we got to talk about Pancake.
And so one of our favorite projects that I think we've been talking about it just about every episode. But the project is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. That's PancakeSwap. Number 2 spot in the DeFi space, shown here on Messari, up 14% in the last 24 hours, 52% over the last week.
And look at the volume. If you look at the volume comparison, its nearest competitor is Uniswap.
Yeah.
And Uniswap's volume is actually less than it's PancakeSwap. And Pancake has just continued to increase its volume at a rapid pace.
It's a funny topic because we caught Pancake. How long ago was that? 3 months ago?
Yeah, right around there.
About 3 months ago, I think we identified Pancake, and it was under $10. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're using the platform, and I'll just go ahead and hop over here to the platform right now. But if you just go to the main platform, right when you get there, you're just like, whoa, this is something different. This is something that I don't see many other people doing or anyone doing. And what what you're seeing is like on the homepage, you can see that there's farms and staking, there's lottery winnings, which I didn't get at first, but I love it now. It's absolutely astounding. And then they just give you an overall view of everything going on with their token, and especially if you've got vested interest in their platform. You can see how much money you're staking, how much money you got invested. You can see all kinds of different stuff. But then they have the farms. They've got so many different token farms. It's crazy how much different farming you can do, and the APRs are pretty fantastic. So there's just so much you can do here.
And they
Um,
just this past week they released version 2 of their liquidity
yeah,
farming, which when it first came out, when it first went live, the APRs on the version 2 compared to the legacy version 1 was just, I mean, it was amazing. Most of them were above 1,000% APR, which is far beyond what we typically see with
right.
these. Most of them, they range from 100% to 300 to 400%. But when version 2 rolled out, they were well above 1,000%.
Yeah,
And yeah, Pancake. And interestingly enough, the other thing that PancakeSwap does quite frequently, which I think is highly valuable for their platform, is they burn a lot of cake.
yeah, I
And
noticed
they've
that.
built into their tokenomics that almost everything that's done on PancakeSwap tends to burn more cake. So almost every action that occurs on their platform burns yet more cake, which in turn, obviously decreases the amount that's in circulation.
Yeah, I've always wondered that because I'm not sure of. I'll have to go back and check how much cake is actually in circulation. But like, if you go to their lottery, right, and you play their lottery, so you can buy however many tickets you want, and previously it was one ticket was one cake. So the higher the price of cake got, the more expensive the ticket would be. But the returns, if you won, were crazy. Like right now, it's like 700 something $1,000. But with that, they would burn 7,000 cake. Uh, and then they do this twice a day, so they're burning like over 10,000 cake a day with all the different ways that they burn cake. And I'm like, how long can that go on? You're burning so much cake, right? So I don't fully understand how that all works, but they're and then they've got. Let's talk about. You want to talk about the new price prediction model?
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is one of their coolest models. You can see here it's in beta space, but they're revamping some of the stuff on their site. And we talked about Team Battle in one of our last videos. Now, Team Battle, whereas you join a team, a group of there's three different groups you can join, and depending on the volume that you did, you would uh, earn rewards, and these rewards were quite high if you got into the top 100 space. But there were people in there flipping $100 million in volume, so it was pretty tough. But they were just giving away so many different type of rewards. Well, now they're doing something kind of similar, but it's for yourself. You're not on a team, and it's called prediction. And right now, the only token that they're allowing you to predict is BNB. I know this they do a lot with BNB for some reason. So BNB is one of their top, flipping tokens that they use. But basically, every 5 minutes, you get the call out whether the price is going to be up or down. So you can, if you think that when this is done, that it's going to be higher than when it finished or lower than when it finished, you can make a call out and you can bet BNB against it. And then the reward is the payout of however much the price pool is. So you can see here right now it's 11.19 payout if I bet up and it ends up being up. Now that's going to go down as more people start betting. So you can see it came down here to 3.5. But the higher the prize pool, the more that you put up front, more you're obviously going to get back, right? So if I bet one BNB, which is at almost $600 here, $588, um, I guess I'm going to get back 2.1 times that amount if I get it right.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what happens. And interestingly enough, going back to what we were talking about a second ago with PancakeSwap burning tokens, what they do now is if people lose in this particular case, let's say I choose up and I lose, and let's say that there's 50 BNB that were losing bets. What they do is they take that 50 BNB and they mark it by cake and they burn it, thus more increasing the actually decreasing the supply, because
Right.
they're actually burning it from the they're buying it directly from the market and they're actually burning it.
I mean, that's just brilliant. It's brilliant. Now I do question, like, how long can you do that for? How long
Well,
can you?
there's no right. So there is no max supply for cake.
Okay.
So there's going to be a never-ending emission cycle on cake. So in an effort to not have too much in circulation,
Uh-huh.
they're taking measures like this to make sure that you don't have an overabundance amount of cake in circulation, because obviously the more you have, the less profitable, or the less
Right.
it's worth.
Yeah. I mean, the model is pretty interesting. But they're just doing so many different ways to, well, it's sort of gambling your money away, but it's also ways of earning money, right? I mean, it's just, it's addicting.
Yeah, it is very addicting.
It is so addicting. By the time you get down, I've joined the farms, I've joined the pools, I've done a ton of their lotteries. You do their team battles. I spend so much time on Pancake's page. I do so much volume on their platform. It makes their um no wonder they're like skyrocketing past Uno, or not Uno, Uniswap. I mean, people are spending so much time on PancakeSwap's utility. Once you get going on it, you don't want to stop. There's just so many different ways to interact, make money, and actually just do something with your tokens. I love it.
So if you sort real volume in ascending order, PancakeSwap is the number one platform by volume. If you sort that by,
Oh, there we go.
PancakeSwap is the number one
Look at that.
DeFi platform by volume.
Yeah. They've literally doubled what Uniswap was doing. And it wasn't just a month ago. I heard everyone was talking of Uniswap was like the top platform. You know what I mean? For AMMs. And so, yeah, this thing is it's brilliant. And I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. They're not slowing down. They're continuing to come out with new innovative ideas. And who, I'm not sure, they haven't announced when the new team battle is going to come out. I probably will be doing it again. But not only that, they got NFTs. They got their collectible NFTs that you can also purchase, and you get free NFTs for being part of the team battle. So just so many different ways to interact with their platform.
And can we jump back to Messari real quick?
Yeah.
One thing I did want to point out there, the market cap also. So you see the market cap of Uniswap at 21 billion, and the market cap at PancakeSwap at 6.5 billion.
Yeah.
The volume on Pancake is not quite double, but close. And if you look at the market cap on Pancake still has about close to 3 times its current value. So, that tells me that, we're talking Pancake hits, it should justifiably hit
Yeah.
Over $100 a coin if it matches the market cap of Uniswap, its nearest
Right.
competitor.
Yeah. So if we try to match up Uniswap's market cap level, that would put a price prediction of PancakeSwap at around $120.
Yeah.
On the topic of PancakeSwap, one of the biggest YouTubers, or one of the YouTuber that I've watched, who also likes Pancake, just recently jumped into Pancake. Here's him talking about his purchase right here.
That on top of Binance Smart Chain. And who are they? Well, I think you guys know. That's PancakeSwap. I decided to add a whole bunch more of PancakeSwap in my portfolio, and that's because I'm looking at what's going on right now, and PancakeSwap really seems like they're unstoppable. They're on path to become the biggest AMA or AMM in the ecosystem. And there's even things I didn't know about. I just learned recently. But let's just look at DeFi Pulse. Okay, so this measures the locked-in liquidity TVL of all the Ethereum-based projects, including Uniswap. Uniswap is the biggest DEX out there, right? But right now they have about 6 billion locked in TVL. And where is Uniswap? Oh yeah, Uniswap is a big cap at number 9, and they're doing terrific today. They're at $18.7 billion. 18.7. So where's PancakeSwap? Well, before I even show that, PancakeSwap is number 1 on DeFi Station. So this measures all the DeFi projects within Binance Smart Chain. And PancakeSwap sits at number 1 with over 7 billion locked in value. Yes, 7 billion, which is one full billion
versus
more
18.
than Uniswap.
Yeah.
Right.
But PancakeSwap is not $18 billion in market cap, right? It's far from it. It's far from it. That's why I think PancakeSwap is so undervalued. It's at 5 billion versus Uniswap's 18.7 billion. That's why, that's triple, right? That's more than triple. So that's why I think PancakeSwap is so undervalued. When it comes to AMMs, you already have an AMM that is the biggest. It has more transactions, and I'll prove it. It has way more transactions than Uniswap, and it has more total locked-in value. Yet it's worth 1/3, almost 1/4 of Uniswap.
So there you have it. You have Cryptos R Us talking about PancakeSwap being 1/4 of the value of Uniswap, yet the volume and the locked-ins and everything that's going on with the platform, and that was at $32. This was about a week ago. It wasn't even a week ago. This was 4 days ago. And you can see that the value has come up. And we were talking about PancakeSwap like when it was $10 or $11. I think we first brought it on the show.
Oh yeah, it was low teens.
Yeah. And it's funny because I even went on Cryptos RS on one of his live streams one day when he was doing a little thing, and I just happened to catch it. And I said, "What do you think of PancakeSwap?" Of course, I didn't pay any money for the chat, so he didn't say anything back. But pretty interesting little thing. People are starting to catch on. The big guys are actually just now catching on. And, Warble, I attribute a lot of this to you. I swear, every time we talk about a project, and if you're watching this, every time we talk about a project, it's caught on by the big boys about a month later. So I don't know why we're not getting more volume than we are on our shows, but dang it. There's already been price predictions on it. I can't remember who you sent me.
Oh, that was a NASDAQ blog.
And now, okay, they had a market prediction of like 140 or something like that. So we know it's going up. I have quite a bit of cake. You have way more than I do, and then I have no concern over it continuing down from where it's at. I do want to get it a little bit lower so I can try to get in a little bit more, but this thing's going higher for sure.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely love it. And for those of you who are wondering, like BNB was already a great asset. It was already a great token to get, but that jump from 250 up to 600 where we kind of see it at now, that all happened because of PancakeSwap. I have no doubt in my mind. I saw no one else talking about this, and I don't know why no one was talking about this. But when BNB was like running from, and it was down. It was down. Let's go back here and take a look. I remember when BNB was down here at 240, right? And it had a run up here. Now that was due to something else, but this run up right here from 240 up to just at least right here, up to right here, because this is about the time that the team battle quit. That run up was all during PancakeSwap's team battle. It just was sending that sucker skywards.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
of the fact that Pancake was traded against BNB. So there was trades back and forth between Cake and BNB, and that's how you collected the points. And so I attribute BNB's run up as high as it is to PancakeSwap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the platform is just it's continuing to grow. It gets a lot of people that a lot of critics that say that it's really a Uniswap clone.
Oh no!
But you look at things like the prediction platform that they just released.
Yeah.
You look at the the NFT piece to it.
Yeah.
There's just too many other things now that Pancake is doing for somebody to claim that it's a pure Uniswap clone.
No, the only thing Uniswap, they did their token giveaway, which garnered them a lot of attention, and they got the attention first. That's what they attributed. That's it. And that was a great turn on to give away so much tokens to get Uniswap's name out there, which kind of ran them up into one of the top spots. But as far as like utility, Pancake is by far better. And I think once people start realizing that, it's game over. Right. It's game over.
Well, I mean, and Uniswap is they're licensing their version 3 code base. So it's not going to be open source. Their version 3 code base is not going to be, to my understanding, is that it's going to be more of a locked system. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if Uniswap is truly, if Pancake, I should say, is truly a clone of Uniswap, which I'm not disputing the fact that PancakeSwap was originally the code base from Uniswap. There's no disputing that. But it'll be interesting to see what Pancake is able to do as they go forward, because they can no longer fork any of Uniswap's code because it's licensed.
Well, I mean, here's all Pancake has to do is that if they get a bridge onto the Ethereum blockchain, and you can start trading Ethereum tokens on Pancake, to me, Uniswap's dead.
Yep.
That's all Pancake has to do. If they get a bridge, it's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, they've got a great platform. Go check it out if you haven't already. I can't say enough great things about it. And one more last thing about Pancake is that they've also got this PancakeBuddy.finance platform. You can run pools and farms on here on their Pancake website, but they've got also partnered with Bunny, and look at the deposit value of the number of how much cakes is pulled here. 7.1 billion. 7.1 billion. When we first started this pool, it was at 3. It was at like 3.2 or something like that.
It's growing at an amazing rate.
So I'm pulling several of my tokens here. You can do all different kinds. BNB, Bunny, which Bunny is at $442. You can do this Cake BNB. There's all kinds of stuff you can do, and the auto compounding amounts that you get back, the APR on this is over 200%. It's just incredible. It's incredible. So check it out. I love it. You want anything else on Pancake?
No, I say the same thing. I would encourage people to take a look at it, especially if you haven't already.
Yep. Yep. All right. Moving on to the next topic. What do you want to talk about next? You want to talk about Solana and Polygon, or
Yeah, well,
Matic?
I did want to mention we were kind of talking about this earlier with Bitcoin's drop in dominance.
Yeah.
So I think with its drop in dominance, obviously you see things like Solana, which is another layer one, similar to Ethereum. It's another layer one blockchain. And you see other things like Polygon, which was formerly Matic, which is a sidechain.
Uh-huh.
So it's a layer two technology. And I think the adoption for this picks up because of that. So, the more decentralized apps that you see, the more need there is for things like Polygon. And so I think we're seeing more and more adoption of Polygon, and simply because of that reason is there needs to be a way to pick up the transactions per second, which Polygon has been doing a fantastic job with.
Uh-huh.
And in addition to that, you're cutting out a need to interact with the layer one blockchain in Ethereum, so you don't have those gas fees. And so I just wanted to mention briefly that Polygon is a good example of what we were talking about earlier with layer two technologies. And so the price for Polygon, as you see there, 92 cents, has just, it's just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
In the past couple days, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw it take, we were talking about this before the show. I owned Matic a while back. I remember I bought it. I think it was back in like February, because I owned it at like 12 cents, something like that. I ended up selling it here in the 40 something cents range. But after that Bitcoin sell off last week, it dropped down into like I wanted to say 30 cents, because when I saw it at 32, my first thought was start getting more.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I didn't. And we can see just within the last week how big of a bad decision that was, because this sucker just took off. It went from 32 cents up to 92 cents, and this all happened within a week's time. A 200% run up in a week. And I keep saying it's probably still okay to get in. I just don't like buying stuff at all-time highs.
Right.
Know?
Yeah, I'd wait for a correction.
Yeah, I always get upset. I'm like, you had the opportunity, you didn't do it. Don't FOMO in. So that's what I'm trying not to do. But I didn't want to FOMO in at 40, and you know what I mean. And I didn't want to FOMO in at 70, and now it's up to 90.
Well, yeah, because if you zoom out, I think, even if you go further out than that, you see there is no option. Just as you said, there is no. There is right now. It is all-time high, so you have no choice but to, unless you don't mind buying the top,
right?
You have no choice but to wait for that correction,
right? So Polygon or Matic, it's been Matic's week for sure. This has been the week of Matic, and they're on the Binance .us or Binance platform, and I've been looking at, I've been considering getting some. I'm just waiting for that first correction, but they've had an astronomical week, and I think they're coming out with like NFTs or something like that. Are they partnering with someone with NFTs? Did I read that right?
Yeah, I did want to mention though, Polygon or Matic is they're on the Ethereum blockchain.
Right, and I said Binance. I meant the Binance exchange.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They're on Binance.us exchange, which is where I was looking at buying. I mean, there are a lot of exchanges, Binance and Binance US and Coinbase Pro. You can buy it at a lot of different places, but yeah, they're on Ethereum. All right, so and then again, Solana. It's been a week of Solana, so everyone's been hopping into Solana, which is what you were talking about as well.
Now, because Solana is interesting because Solana is actually another blockchain. It's another layer one. So it is a, dare I say, Ethereum competitor, but it is truly another layer one blockchain. It's not a layer two side chain or anything like that. It's actually its own blockchain. which I find really interesting because it seems to me if these blockchains get the adoption, like Ethereum's gotten the adoption and Bitcoin's gotten the adoption, the major players, the major blockchains, Solana being its own blockchain also has a lot of potential if you look at its current price.
Right.
Because if you think about it, at one point in time, Ethereum was at $42.
Yes, it was.
So
Yep.
there's a very good chance that, Solana continues to gain more and more adoption. And, we could see it run to the multi-$100 price point, possibly even
Well,
$1,000 price point eventually. So
true.
I
I
find
mean,
Solana to be a very interesting pick.
a pretty good. I mean, total supply for Ethereum is 115 million, 600,000. Solana was at a little bit more than what, three times that, I think. Solana's at 400 million tokens, almost 500 million tokens. So about 4 times Ethereum, but that would still put the price prediction for Solana in the long run, if the adoption picks up, at around $400 at least. So
Oh,
a
yeah.
10x.
Yep.
Um,
That's what
no.
that's what I'm thinking. I think we see Solana as being one of those blockchains that's very valuable eventually.
Yeah.
What is the so the market cap is sitting at 11 billion.
Uh-huh.
And if we take a look at Ethereum's market cap right now, it is sitting at 316 billion. So if you do the math on that, you figure you could run 30 times. Am I calculating that right? 30 times its current market cap.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of big players this week talk about Solana and jumping on the Solana bandwagon. So there's a lot of interest going on right now, especially with people, dropping millions of dollars in this platform. I guess the only thing I would be wondering is what's going to separate it from Ethereum. Why would people leave Ethereum for this?
Well,
So
I think what's going to happen with Solana, and I think it's unfortunate for Ethereum, is the fact that yes, you have a lot of adoption for Ethereum, and you do have a lot of people that are going to patiently wait for version 2. But you also have a lot of projects and a lot of companies and new emerging applications that are coming out, and they're saying, we're not going to launch on Ethereum because we want to avoid the downfalls, which are the large gas fees and so on and so forth. But what's the next best thing? Well, look at this blockchain, look at Solana. And so that adoption is going to continue to build for Solana until Ethereum can get to version 2. And so I think they're going to continue to gain adoption, and I think that adoption is going to continue to grow. And it's because of the unfortunate situation that Ethereum's in, where they're not scaling well. So I think it's people getting in early, and I think they're just going to build their loyal customer base that way.
Yeah, man, that makes Solana look real good at $1.43.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't jumped on the Solana train yet. I want to see if it does come back down just a little bit more. But you can see right here, let's see, starting on April 17th, it's just had a 100% run up. So it's definitely garnered a lot of interest this week. So I'm not sure what the long-term outcome is going to be here, but definitely keep an eye on it. This is one of those watch and buy the dips. I think it's got a future. I just definitely want to get it as cheap as I can. Of course, I said the exact same thing with Pancake, and the sucker never stopped. It never stopped going up.
Yep, exactly. It's tough sometimes, but I
Yeah,
think with Solana, it's going to continue to.
Yeah, that's where accumulate and hodl comes in. You just buy the dip and you just hold. You buy a little bit of the dip and you just hold. That's really like some of the best advice you can give anyone trading. if you're wanting to accumulate, buy and hold. But that's all I have. Warble, do you have anything in closing remarks?
I don't think so. I think it's an exciting time. As we've talked about, the DeFi space is exploding. So if you get in now, it's the perfect opportunity. And I will say it's certainly not too late to get in because it's just starting. So if you want to earn yields on your holdings, the DeFi space is absolutely the right place to be.
Yeah, we may do that for the next show. Do a DeFi token review where we just go through all the different DeFi projects and we can help you all pick out some if that sounds like something interesting. But yeah, definitely leave a comment below. Let us know what you want to hear. Subscribe and like the page, and we will see you all next week.